Once. How are you doing? Well, the date today is the 29th of August. It's Tuesday and the time now in Singapore is 11 p.m. Well, I hope everybody is holding up very well, and right now I am excited. I would like to launch into this Ave.Ai app and do a quick run through with you. Yep, this is the app. And do you know that this app is embedded into our SCF in app? However, you can also download this from your Google Play Store or iOS. And then you can have the app accessible independently on your mobile device itself, right? If you would like to have a shortcut, I could include my referral link in the description below. You can click and download it with that, okay? So without further ado, let me launch the app quickly. And there are some exciting updates. Well, when you're in this app, you can actually click on the top search button to search for SCF. And then it will pop up this ending with 9F89. That is the first one, is the correct SCF address. Well, when you click into it, then you can actually look at the current development and progress of the coin. Well, first up, would you like to take a look at the price first? Now, the price is currently at 59.99, and actually most part of today it has already broken through. Just like now, you can see it has broken out of that 50 plus mark, and right now it is at $60.35. Well, this is definitely good news, and it is making progress. Okay, and certainly, you know, the coin price will go through some ups and downs, some fluctuations, but the important thing is that in general, can you see the trend of the coin price is moving slowly but surely upwards, and that's what we really want. Now next, let's take a look at the other elements, the other indicators. So for example, let's change to a different color. I don't exactly like red, especially not on this page, right? You know, let's go for purple, my favorite again, okay? So let's take a look at some of the indicators here. Okay, first up, can you see under holder, there are 472,781 holders. What it means is that our SCF community is pretty large, at close to 500,000 addressees and holders. This is where, you know, the SCF coin resides in these wallet IDs, okay? So there's a substantial community, and that forms the base of this coin. Then let's take a look at the other important indicator, which is here, which is market cap. Yeah, and look at the figure, it's 1.34 billion market cap. What does it stand for? It stands for market capitalization. And this indicator simply gives us a good gauge of the overall size or the value of our cryptocurrency. Okay, and how is it calculated? By multiplying the current price of the coin with the total number of coins or tokens in circulation. And this also gives us a good estimation of our SCF significance in the market of the crypto market as compared to other cryptocurrencies. Okay, so it's a good gauge, and I think 1.34 billion for market cap is a very sizable and good healthy figure. Excuse me. Okay, and then let's take a look at another important figure, which is the 24-hour volume, shall we? Now, what does it tell us? This is essentially indicating the total amount of this SCF coin has been traded in the last 24 hours. Okay, so this shows that it's $12.8 million worth of trading, of buying as well as selling. And this also shows the interest that is in the market, okay, for this coin. So the higher the volume will suggest that there's high trading activity of buying as well as selling, a high exchange being taking place in the last one day. Then let's move on and take a look lower down, shall we? Let's scroll up a little bit. And this is another important, where does it say liquidity? There it is at the mid-range of the screen, liquidity. And take a look at this figure here. It's 556.78 million. That is more than $500 million of liquidity. This is all due to the support of each and every one in the community. Remember, we have added to the liquidity, and in the past, the company required every active wallet to hold a liquidity value of 0.1. In the past was FTC paired with USDT, right? And right now, in about a week ago, the company has actually upped the requirement. So the minimum requirement for a wallet to be considered active or valid is to have liquidity within the wallet for at least one SCF paired with FUSD. Right? And so this was announced, the policy changed about a week ago. So if you have not been updated, do take note. And what is the importance of meeting this minimum requirement? Well, if you are an active builder, someone who can benefit from the referral commissions as well as the team benefits, then this piece of information is of great value to you. So you do have to meet that minimum requirement of adding a minimum of one SCF paired with FUSD. And my recommendation is that when you do the adding, not to cut it so thin. Okay, give a little bit of a buffer, for example, like 1.008 SCF main, right, paired with the equivalent value in FUSD. Because do take note that there will be some surcharges and there will be some gas fees. And at this point, I also would like to remind you that within your wallet itself, you still have to retain some, at least about 0.1 SCF main to facilitate gas fee within the main wallet itself. Okay, so these are some quick reminders in between. Yeah, then if you are a passive investor, you're not an active you're not you are just like happily gaining your daily mining rewards, and you're not interested, or you're not actually going to benefit from the referral commission, or that you don't have a team, then if you're a passive investor, then you are still absolutely fine. Then you don't have to meet this minimum requirement. Okay, well, I also have a frequently asked question to me. Well, if you want to qualify for the future refund when all the ecosystem is complete, when it is all completed, in order to gain the refund, then must you also do this, minimum requirement of having at least one SCF main paired with FUSD as liquidity? Well, frankly, I'm not 200% sure. Yeah, because there's differing views. So what I would suggest is that, to consider the fact that stay tuned to all the updates Yeah, because the ecosystem's completion is still many months down the road. It's not going to happen anytime soon. So what you have to do is to keep yourself updated. Yeah, keep yourself abreast of all the development and all the progress of the company. And one way you can keep yourself updated is by subscribing my channel, where at this space, I do my very best to get to you at the shortest, fastest time, the most accurate and updated information. Yeah? Okay, now coming back to this big important term, liquidity. So this value here, which is more than $500 million, actually tells you what is the size of our liquidity pool. Okay? Now, and why is this important? Having a high liquidity in the coin is crucial because this makes it easier to buy or sell SCF without causing any significant price fluctuation within the coin itself. Yeah, so that's why at the very start the company actually encouraged all of us to add to the liquidity pool in order to help stabilize the coin price. Okay, and more liquidity means that there are more buyers and sellers, or maybe enough buyers and sellers. Okay, so there is a good healthy demand as well as a supply, and this reduces the risk of any huge price swings or huge price fluctuations. Okay, so this is actually pretty important. Now talking about liquidity, of course, now when we add to the liquidity, there are a lot of benefits. And in fact, when we pledge our liquidity, we also stand to gain the pledging returns daily, right? And that itself is a different topic. And I have several videos that I have already touched on quick pledge and liquidity pledging. And if you want to know more, do refer back to my videos over the last 1 to 2 weeks. Now, when you add to the liquidity pool, as I mentioned, there are rewards. But at the same time, of course, in anything and in every investment, there could also be risks. All right, and what could be the possible risks? I'll just quickly run through that. Of course, when we tie up our coin in the pool, this makes the coin less accessible for other purposes. Other purposes like, for example, liquidating the value of the coin, like selling it off, or using it to trade, right? So essentially, when we add to the pool, especially if we pledge it out, we will pledge it out and kind of keep it there for a certain period of time. Though actually liquidity, you can actually add and remove at any time, at any point in time. Okay, it's only when you pledge out your liquidity, then you either lock it up for 15 days or 30 days. Okay, so also, what are the other potential risks when we add to liquidity would be that, let's say, when the market price of the asset, in this case is SCF, changes dramatically, then in that aspect we might face impermanent loss, which actually we did go through that phase before, right? So so if there is huge deviation in the price, we may face impermanent loss, and this impermanent loss may result into a permanent loss when we remove the liquidity when it is still in the loss state. So when that happens, then the value of our coin, vis-a-vis, not having, contributed to the liquidity, it would have decreased. Okay, so these are the potential risks when contributing to liquidity pool for any cryptocurrency. Yeah, well, so whatever we do, whatever we invest, always invest what we are able or prepared to lose. Okay, and yet if everything goes well, we could stand to have possible gains. So there are definitely risks involved. This is not any form of financial advice, just a gentle reminder. And all my videos here are to serve to inform and hopefully, to educate. Okay, so we all learn and earn together. Yeah, so let me see if I have covered all that I would like to do in this video. Well, I guess I've done everything necessary. I have updated you on the SCF coin price. I've talked about market cap, what it is, what it means to have holders in the indicators. Also, I've covered like what the 24 hours volume was like, and most importantly, talked about liquidity. Okay, so well, I pray and hope that everything keeps soaring into higher grounds, and may we all continue to grow in health and wealth. God bless.